If you have sex with a woman, there should be a possibility that life will be created, because that's what sex is for.
Sex is for making children.
God is the best of planners, and God decides if she gets pregnant or not.
Any man who has sex with women because it feels good is gay.
I'm not even saying you can't pull out, because even if you pull out, if God wants her to get pregnant, she'll still get pregnant. God decides that.
Oh, my pee-pee feels good, this is great.
Having sex in which there is 0% chance of life being created,
In fact, if you are 40 and with less than 5 children, you are probably gay.
and enjoying that, and chasing girls around so you can have pointless sex as much as possible, is actually
All that feel-good pee-pee sex and hardly any genetic legacy.
super gay. Gay! Bro, that's gay!
It seems like Andy Pandy is desperate for attention, isn't it?
Should men listen to you when you say that
Which obviously he's still accomplished, but I think he's now getting desperate.
you can have as many children as possible?
As a man, you can't do that without a woman's consent.
If you have at least 10 children and 4 wives, you're a pussy bitch, I think you said, and genetic failure.
Yeah, how about them genetics?
That's a very good question.
If you've watched as much Andy Pandy content as I have, you pick up on the subtleties. It's a subtle thing that I've always noticed whenever a reporter asks him a question, he always responds first by saying, "That's a really good question," and I've always been suspicious of it.
Sometimes I say things in hyperbole,
Hyperbole.
or I say things sarcastically for comedic effect.
Essentially, it's up to interpretation to decide for yourself when you believe he's serious or not.
Is this all just an act? It's a good
You
question.
see what I mean? That was a good question.
Is this exaggerated? Who is the real Andrew Tate?
No, this is the real me.
Okay, so it's him.
I have a showbiz version.
Okay, it might not be him.
It's all very real. These are the things I say. These are the things I believe.
It's all by design. Who really knows? And to be honest, who really cares?
These are the things I talk about amongst my private networks. I like to talk about them at a much more intricate level because to the normies, to the brokies, they're not ready to listen to it.
Well, the reason to care is because he's obtained large influence over the young men of society.
The Matrix, they say in the movie, people who are still dependent on the system will fight to defend the system.
Who's based his entire life philosophy around a movie written by transgender twins. Which is just riddled with irony because I can't say I've ever heard a fan of Andy Pandy who also has nothing but positive things to say about transgender people. If this message to his male fan base was to only engage with women in a sexual manner if you plan to have children, I would have one question. Does Andy Pandy lead by example in this message?
That's a very good question.
Stop that.
They try and shame you into pretending that the way you act is abnormal. You just want to fuck all these girls. There's something wrong with you. You're immature. I'm a fucking full-grown man. I want to put my dick where I want to put my dick. Ain't nothing to do with you, bitch. Because men can do what they want. Women can't cheat, but men can. We all know this. I'm Muslim now.
And I'm sure they're thrilled about it.
Everyone knows men can fuck whoever they want, but a woman's not allowed. Let's not even get into that discussion, because any woman who disagrees with me on that point, they're the biggest of hoes. A man can do it. I can do it too. You're a hoe. Shut up. Shut up, hoe. I'll fuck 600 women, at least.
Does he have 600 children? Because if he doesn't, by his own words, he is gayer than Mardi Gras.
Find me a woman who's fucked 600 men. You want her? No one wants her. Everyone wants me.
How about those genetics?
I do believe that children are extremely important.
Let's get a clear elaboration on all of this nonsense from genetic superiority over here.
I do believe a man should have kids.
At least he's only scolding men for not having kids. That's a nice change of pace.
I do believe we need families. I do believe the Western world needs more children. In fact, the Western governments themselves believe in it. That's why the populations are declining and collapsing. That's why we have to import people from all around the world, because nobody has kids.
I bet we were all thinking when he was ranting about having sex with women is gay, his true intention was to bring attention to his concern over potential impending world population collapse. But it's hard to know if he's being serious or not. Is this coming from him or is it coming from the showbiz him?
I believe a man's duty is to have children with the woman he loves, absolutely. If he loves more than one woman and he wants kids with all of them and they're all happy, consenting adults, I once again condone that.
My advice to men is to start small, keep it simple. Just try and be appealing to a woman.
I think that a lot of the people running the world is strangely coincidental that none of them have kids.
What he just said is false.
Have you ever actually looked at the people in the Western world, the people who are in charge of us, none of them have kids? Isn't that weird?
I did take the time out to investigate how many Western world leaders currently don't have children. And what I discovered, the opposite was true. Most of them have kids. The United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, Ireland, Belgium, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Northern Ireland, the Czech Republic, Austria, Poland, Hungary, Denmark, Norway, Finland, Iceland, Slovakia, Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, Estonia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, Monaco. The Prime Minister of Sweden has 3 adopted daughters from China. The President of France doesn't have his own biological children, but he is a stepfather to his partner's 3 children. Have I made my point yet? The only leaders that I found that don't have children is the Federal Chancellor of Switzerland, the Chancellor of Germany, the First Minister of Wales, the President of Latvia, who's openly gay, the Prime Minister of Andorra doesn't, but he's openly gay, and the Prime Minister of the Netherlands. For a man who boasts being a genetic superiority and an intelligent superhuman, you'd think he would know that. Or is this the showbiz version? Who am I talking to? And the number number of kids that most of these Western leaders had was between 2 or 3, which according to this rhetoric means the Prime Minister of Andorra is gay, the President of Latvia is gay, and the majority of our Western leaders are probably gay. Because the only Western leaders I found that had 5 children was the Prime Minister of Hungary, the President of Iceland. The Prime Minister of Iceland has 4 children. If he has one more, he won't probably be gay anymore.
Wouldn't you want to be like 65 and have no kids at all and just aim for the control of the entire population and to try and starve everyone to death?
And turning the friggin' frogs gay!
Anyone without kids I don't trust, and I'll stand by that.
Why do you have so much mistrust for the Western leaders of the world when most of them have children? If you're still watching this video and asking yourself, Will, what point are you trying to make with all this?
This is a very good question.
Oh, fuck off, Andy, I'm on to you. I mean, the underlying message of all of this is that sex is still only something for men. Which I gotta say, if you continue to embody that mindset as a man, you won't need to worry about any of this stuff. Women won't have sex with you at all. Just start embodying the mindset that everything he says is sarcastic and don't take anything he says seriously. Nothing he says is of merit, and if it is, I guarantee there'll be someone who says the same thing who's definitely a better role model than he is. And yet he's managed to get endless amounts of young men following him to the ends of the earth. It's astounding. I gotta say, being a super fan of another man and agreeing with everything he says is pretty suspect. And if all else fails, just remember this meme. Once I first saw it, I can't unsee it.